Imagine standing under a vast, dark sky. The stars are brilliant points of light. There are no city lights to dim their glow. This was the view for everyone in the ancient world. They looked up at the same stars we see today, but they saw them with different eyes. They saw patterns, stories, and calendars. This was their science. Ancient knowledge is this deep connection to the world. It is the wisdom our ancestors gathered over thousands of years. It was knowledge born from necessity, from curiosity, and from a desire to understand their place in the cosmos. Ancient knowledge is not just about dusty scrolls or forgotten languages. It is the sum of human experience before our modern era. Think of it as the first great library of humanity. This library wasn't always written in books. It was passed down through stories told around a fire. It was carved into stone walls. It was woven into the fabric of daily life. This knowledge helped people survive. It helped them build communities. It helped them create things of incredible beauty and complexity. It was a practical and spiritual guide to living on Earth. This wisdom came from careful observation. Ancient people were scientists in their own right. They watched the seasons change. They tracked the movement of the sun, moon, and stars. They learned which plants could heal and which could harm. They understood the earth beneath their feet. This was not random guessing. It was a slow, patient process of trial and error. Each generation added a new layer of understanding, a new chapter to the story of what it means to be human and to live in this universe. We often think of the past as a simpler time, but the knowledge they possessed was far from simple. It was a complex web of astronomy, agriculture, medicine, and engineering. It was a holistic understanding of the world. Everything was connected. The stars told you when to plant your crops. The plants provided medicine for your family. The stones from the earth could be shaped into homes and temples. This interconnected view of the universe is one of the most powerful ideas from our ancient ancestors. So what was inside this ancient library of knowledge? It held many different kinds of information. One of the most important was science. Ancient astronomers were masters of the night sky. Without telescopes, they mapped the constellations. They predicted eclipses. The Babylonians created detailed star charts. The Mayans developed a calendar so accurate that it rivals our own. They used this cosmic clock to organize their society, their farming, and their rituals. Their universe was orderly and predictable, a celestial dance they learned to follow. Medicine was another vital chapter. Before modern chemistry, the natural world was the only pharmacy. Ancient Egyptians had doctors who specialized in different parts of the body. They knew how to set broken bones and perform simple surgeries. In India, the system of Ayurveda used plants, diet, and lifestyle to maintain health. Traditional Chinese medicine mapped the body's energy flows. This wasn't magic, it was the result of generations of careful observation, learning which herbs could reduce a fever or soothe a wound. It was a deep, practical knowledge of biology and botany. Then there was the knowledge of building. How do you build something to last for thousands of years? The Romans perfected the use of concrete and the arch, allowing them to build massive aqueducts that carried water for miles. The Inca in South America were master stonemasons. They cut huge stones to fit together so perfectly that you can't slip a piece of paper between them. This required an incredible understanding of geometry, physics, and logistics. They were engineers of the highest order, using the materials they had to shape their world. And of course, there was farming. The ability to grow food was the foundation of civilization. Ancient farmers didn't have GPS-guided tractors or chemical fertilizers. They had an intimate knowledge of the land. They knew about crop rotation to keep the soil healthy. They built irrigation systems like the canals along the Nile River to bring water to their fields. This knowledge of agriculture allowed small nomadic groups to become settled communities, freeing up time for people to become artists, thinkers, and builders. It was the innovation that changed everything. We can see the proof of this ancient knowledge all around the world. The Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt is a perfect example. It is a mountain of stone, built with stunning precision. It is aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. How did they achieve this without a compass? How did they lift millions of massive stone blocks into place? The pyramid is not just a tomb. It is a monument to their understanding of mathematics, engineering, and astronomy. It stands as a silent testament to what humans can achieve. Let's look at herbal medicine. For centuries, people have used plants to heal. The willow tree bark contains a substance that reduces pain and fever. We know this substance today as aspirin. Indigenous peoples across the Americas knew which plants could be used for medicine. They passed this knowledge down through the generations. This wasn't just a list of plants. It was a complex system of how to prepare them, when to harvest them, and how to use them safely. This botanical library saved countless lives long before we had modern drugstores. Ancient navigators also had incredible skills. The Polynesians sailed across the vast Pacific Ocean in open canoes. They navigated thousands of miles of empty water to find tiny islands. How? They used the stars as their map. They understood ocean currents. They could read the patterns of the waves and the flight of birds. This was their GPS. It was a mental map of the ocean, a deep understanding of nature's signs. This knowledge allowed them to explore and settle a huge portion of our planet. Even the way we tell time comes from ancient knowledge. The division of a day into 24 hours comes from the ancient Egyptians. The idea of 60 minutes in an hour and 60 seconds in a minute comes from the ancient Babylonians and Sumerians. They used a number system based on 60. Every time you look at a clock, you are using a system designed by people who lived thousands of years ago. It's a piece of ancient knowledge that we use every single day, often without even thinking about it. How does this ancient knowledge compare to what we know today? Our modern knowledge is incredibly powerful. We have computers, space telescopes, and genetic engineering. We can see to the edge of the observable universe and into the building blocks of life itself. Our science is based on rigorous testing, experiments, and mathematics. We have built a global civilization on this foundation. We can communicate instantly across the planet and travel to the moon. Our knowledge is vast and grows faster every day. But ancient knowledge has a different kind of value. It was often more holistic. It saw the world as an interconnected system. The stars, the crops, the human body, and the spirit were not separate things. They were all part of one grand cosmic story. Today, our knowledge is often highly specialized. A biologist might not know much about astronomy. An engineer might not know much about botany. We sometimes lose that sense of connection, that big picture view of how everything fits together in the universe. Some ancient ideas are still incredibly useful. Think about sustainable farming. Many modern farmers are rediscovering ancient techniques like crop rotation and natural pest control. These methods can be better for the soil and the environment than some modern industrial practices. In medicine, scientists are studying traditional herbal remedies to find new drugs. They are exploring the benefits of ancient practices like meditation for mental health. We are learning that our ancestors knew things that we are only just beginning to understand again. So why does ancient knowledge matter today? It matters because it is part of our story. It is the foundation upon which all of our modern achievements are built. It reminds us that there are different ways of knowing. It teaches us to have respect for the natural world and to see the connections within it. By studying the wisdom of our ancestors, we don't go backward. We gain a richer, deeper perspective on our own world and our place in the cosmos. It's a whisper from the past, telling us who we were and helping us decide who we want to be.